the top 6 at 6 NBA midseason trades. And number 6, 2021, the Nets acquiring James Harden for the Rockets to form a big three with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Harden was there for just over a year, and a big three only played 16 games. They did go 13-3. Number 5, let's go back to 2011. The Knicks traded for Carmelo Anthony from the Nuggets. In the 7 years he was with New York, averaged more than 24 points per game with 6 All-Star appearances, leading the Knicks to the playoffs 3 times. Number 4, 1989, the Pistons. They dealt for Mark Aguirre from the Mavericks, who, by the way, Aguirre having his jersey retired this week. Emotional time for him. The 3-time All-Star helped secure the franchise's first title that same season. And the following year, as he was reunited with his best friend Isaiah Thomas, they held off Michael Jordan, the Bulls, who went on to win the next 3 titles. Number 3, everyone remembers this one. Nearly a year ago, the Lakers shocked us. Traded for Luka Doncic, sending Anthony Davis to the Mavs. In 1 year, he's averaged more than 31 points per game in 4 matchups against the Mavs. Luka, 33, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists. While the Lakers won only 1 playoff game after the trade, Davis has played only 29 of a possible 81 games. Number 2, blockbuster trade 2004. Pistons trading for Rasheed Wallace midseason, went 20-6 the rest of the regular season. Detroit beat the Lakers in the NBA Finals. They made it to the Finals the following year in 2005. Later lost to the Spurs in 7. Wallace played in all 48 playoff games for the Pistons in those 2 years. Ball don't lie. Number 1 on our list, Pau Gasol traded to the Lakers in 2008 from the Grizzlies, went to the NBA Finals with LA each of the three seasons after that, following the trade, including winning 2 titles in 2010 and 2009. 3 of Gasol's 6 career All-Star selections came in the first 3 seasons after becoming a Laker. Always connected with Kobe Bryant and what he did together as a duo. Brandon Ingram leading the Raptors with nearly 22 points per this season. Ingram coming off a 27-point game against the Knicks on Wednesday. Looking for another big game tonight in Orlando. That is the Raptors, number 4 in the East, against the Magic, who are number 8. Our next Sports Center following college hoops. 11 East countdown is next. Stay warm. Enjoy the basketball.
NBA superstars are often judged in terms of titles and failures, career decisions, and legacies. Pressure to win and incessant scrutiny come with the territory. They are judged for their choices, their performance, and their will to win.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm.
Jordan is still the best in the game and arguably the greatest ever.
Joined by the 2 centers from the Midwest Division.
The first ever champions of the WNBA.
How much you want to keep playing? How long?
I truly love what I'm doing.
How have you reinvented your game? Steph Curry for birdie.
Oh, that's supposed to go up that hill.
This is a terrific group of centers.
There's a little doubt that the NBA is a league of superstar players.
And we felt that it was a good time to pose the question, who's the best?
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Lilly.
How about that?
Icon. All-time greats. Being covered by all-time greats.
The OG right here. That's incredible, man.
Guys, I feel like all those hairstyles, too.
Bring back the bangs. Come on.
You look good, girl. You look good.
Thanks so much. I mean, folks, come on. NBA on ESPN. Appreciate you guys. It's been a hot minute since I said welcome to NBA Countdown, so let's go. Obviously, we have Big Perk, we have Coach Malone, and we have Wendy with us. And yes, I'm Hannah Storm. Malika Andrews is covering the Australian Open, and we have a great doubleheader, so let's get going. We're not just counting down to tonight's games. We are less than 6 days away from the NBA trade deadline, and with Giannis Antetokounmpo now reportedly on the trade block, Steph Curry was asked about the Warriors making a move for the 2-time MVP.
Not ignorant to what's going on around the league. Rumors and trade talks and who's on the block and all that type of stuff. So I know what's going on, but right now it's just about trying to continue to win. The conversations are happening all the time. I don't ever get into hypotheticals. Mike is and the entire front office, I'm sure, making calls. I'm sure taking looks, seeing what's going on, and then if there's something material, something real, we have conversations about it, and decisions are made.
Okay, Shams is reporting the Warriors are one of the 4 serious suitors looking to acquire Giannis. How aggressive are the Warriors planning to be here?
I think they have to be very aggressive. They understand it. They are in the eye of this storm because if they're going to make this move, they're going to have to close, I really believe, by next Thursday. Their offer cannot really improve by the summer. The pick-centered offer, what they could make, the advantage that they have on the other suitors is that they control all of their picks. They can offer 4 unprotected first-round picks, plus swaps, plus players on their roster. If we get to the summer, teams like Miami, Minnesota, New York, they can actually improve their offer. So they have got to be very aggressive and close, and it is in their interest because, look, Steph Curry is late in his career. They don't want to set up for next year. Giannis is 31. They don't want to set up for next year. They want to include getting Giannis for this year's postseason. The other teams have a different set of circumstances. It's time for the Warriors, if they want to give Steph another star player, to do everything they can to try to get the Bucks to make a deal.
Well, I tell you what, they did it last year. They brought Jimmy Butler in, huge impact, changed their fortunes pretty quickly. I think Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr., they have an obligation to do whatever it takes, Hannah, to surround Steph Curry with Giannis or whoever else to put him in a position to potentially win another championship. He's done enough for that franchise. He's done enough for that city, and I think they will. I think they can do everything they can to make this happen, and it'll be exciting to watch 2 of the best players this game has seen in the last 25 years.
They better make it happen.
Yeah.
They better be ready to get their feet out right now, because not only them, that he is still ready to produce at a high level. 27 points, almost shooting, 46% from the field, 40 from the 3, and 93% from the free throw line. And again, I know it may take giving up a lot, but damn it, you get it done.
Well, the thing that's happened with them is the Jimmy Butler injury has changed everything. Like, I think they thought that they could still catch lightning in a bottle with Jimmy Butler, but now that injury changes their whole world. They don't even know what Jimmy's going to be able to bring next year. I know that he intends to rehab hard, but he's in his mid-30s. I don't know what they're going to get. So the pressure is on for them to close. And I also think that if there's a 2-team trade, now you get into 3-team trades, 4-team trades, you can do other things. But they have potentially the best offer. Because they understand that, they have to be aggressive.
And you wonder if an injured Jimmy Butler would even be part of that. I mean, Coach, what would this look like potentially on the floor? Let's spin it forward. Let's just take Giannis and Steph right there.
Well, let's take Giannis out of the equation for a second.
What would this look like potentially on the floor? Let's spin it forward. Let's just take Giannis and Steph right there.
Well, let's take Giannis out of the equation for a second, because I want to celebrate Steph Curry. Right?
Okay.
We keep on talking about Giannis. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. Greatest shooter of all time. Perked his touchdown, the numbers from this year. This guy, Hannah, if we watch this film, he will pull up from 35 feet. Lethal shooter, all-time NBA leader in made threes. Terrific catch-and-shoot player. Alexander Walker thinks he's playing good defense. Steph doesn't need any separation to knock down threes like this. And then he can get to the basket, one of the more underrated finishers in the NBA. And Wemby comes over to block this. I want you to notice how high he gets this shot off the glass, using the backboard as his friend. I coached Steph Curry for 2 years. I know his work ethic. I know his character. He is an outstanding player, and let's celebrate greatness, because I don't want anybody taking him for granted.
You know who don't take him for granted? His peers. That's why he was able to win championships with Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant wanted to play with Steph Curry. That's why we didn't heard LeBron on record, speak on how he would love to play with Steph Curry. He actually did that in the
But
Olympics.
it might take Giannis to come out and say, I want to play too.
Also, Giannis would have to commit to the Warriors long term.
That would be very important. He would have to promise to sign an extension, but that hasn't happened yet.
Fun to think about, man. All right, tomorrow on ABC and the ESPN app, we have Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq. Yeah, Charles, you're working this week. They're getting you set for Cooper Flag, fresh off a career-high 49. What'd you say?
One game, not even a doubleheader.
They work Saturday, they work Wednesday, they're working tomorrow. This is a lot. Come on.
Sorry.
They're working. Inside the NBA, we're working too. We have work to do. Coming up, how about the Pistons? Drawing some comparisons. You like that? Bad Boys 2.0? You like that, fellas?
I love it.
Kind of cool, right?
I love it.
I'll bet Bill Laimbeer wouldn't walk up on Jalen Duren.
We'll be right back.
NBA Countdown is presented by Lilly, a medicine company.
We the bad boys. when you got a Detroit Pistons uniform on, you got to be proud to wear it. And you just got to have that certain little edge in your system that makes you real special.
Cunningham pulls up for the win. Got it! Detroit basketball.
I feel like that's something that we want to try to revive in Detroit and restore and try to, bring that feeling back to basketball and to Detroit.
You have to put some respect on the Pistons' name now.
Say hello to the bad boys.
Detroit basketball! Bad boys!
You're watching NBA Countdown, presented by Lilly.
How cool is that, Limbeers?
I like
Spider
that
salad.
Chuck Daly swing.
Oh,
That
man.
was great stuff.
Isaiah still looks the exact same, by the way.
Crossover.
So you look at this, right? These Pistons are on pace for third best record in franchise history, guys. See how they stack up with the bad boys? See the similarities, because this team, Pistons team, is awfully physical right now.
I love the similarities. I love the comparison, Hannah. My father was with Chuck Daly and the Bad Boys, back-to-back champions.
Okay.
Back in 89 and 90. They lead the league in fouls.
I was 5
You were
years old.
5. You were big 5. But this team, they represent the Motor City. They're tough. They're physical. And they bring it every night. You go into that paint, they're going to make you feel them, Perk, and they're not afraid to put a body on somebody. First place in the Eastern Conference, J.B. Bickerstaff doing an outstanding job. But they won back-to-back back in the day. Let's see if these Pistons can find a way to win a championship. And it all starts with the guards. We got Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, Cade Cunningham. These guys are, one's a Hall of Famer. Clutch moments. This is 1988, Perk. I don't know how old you were then.
I was 3.
He gets hurt, rolls his ankle. He winds up scoring 26 points in the third quarter, 43 for the game. Never shied away from a big moment. Big heart, huge leader. Let's move forward to today. Cade in the clutch. Lives for the moment. You can see this against Denver. Getting into the paint, 2 minutes to go in the game. Loves the pull-up. Very effective, very efficient. Another example here. Great players have the ability to get anywhere on the court they want to go, and Cade Cunningham is no exception. You can see 20 wins in the clutch. Lead the NBA right now. Cade Cunningham is a big part of that. But it's not just the guards, Perk.
Well, Coach, I'm glad you took care of the guards because I always like the guys that like to get their feet hot in the paint, and I'm talking about the bigs. When you talk about bad boys, we're talking about physicality, and we're talking about greats like Dennis Rodman, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Wallace, the greatest undrafted player ever, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. And we talking about Beef Stew. I know Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham gets all the love, but here's some throwback clips for you, Dennis Rodman, in case you young fellas out there don't know who the hell he is. And Big Ben. Big Ben was a force playing the best of them. You talk about Tim Duncan and Shaq. Now look at Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew here. This is Alfred Şengün. He's the best post defender in the league. Look at him taking the contact one-on-one, no help, no dig. A make you miss, not a hope you miss contest. And then here he goes again. Weak side, get me that. Great shot blocking, keeping the ball in place. Now look at these numbers right here. He's leading the league at rim protection when it comes down for percentages. Chet Holmgren is right underneath him, and Rudy is too. But Isaiah Stewart is leading the league in lowest opponent field goal percentage in the league.
Well, I'll tell you what. Aside from that, good points on their bigs. But we have a lethal pick and roll combo. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren.
Oh, they deadly.
You know what? I don't want to talk about it here, Perk. Hey, let's go virtual so we can show our fans.
Oh, here we go.
All right, Perk, let's take a deep dive into one of the best pick and roll combos in the NBA.
Let's get it.
All right, let's go and run this clip. You're going to see Cade Cunningham catch the ball. I want you to look out down below. Jalen Duren starting on that right block. Cade Cunningham leads to set up the defensive player, Max Christie. Perk, talk about Jalen Duren for me.
Well, Jalen Duren is doing a great job right now of coming up, trying to set a massive screen, freeze it. Now, what ended up happening is Cade Cunningham has accepted the ice by the Dallas Mavericks. So now it changes the mindset and the position of Jalen Duren. So now we're going to see Jalen Duren in a defensive slide type position that's ready to somewhat shuffle to find that open pocket for Cade Cunningham to get the pocket pass.
What makes Cade so special? His vision, his head is always up, and he's now got a decision to make. Do I make the early pass or go ahead and run this? Do you make Daniel Gafford commit? He's done his job. He's got 2 defenders on. He throws an on-time, on-target lob pass. And what happens next, Big Perk?
Cooper Flag gets there too late, and he's dead bird tall grass. Jalen Duren is snatching the screws out the rim.
You know that was virtual reality because, Coach, you were about as tall as Big Perk.
I was supposed to perk up.
And Big Perk wasn't big at all either in that.
I like when I'm small.
Look at these Pistons. They're playing big, right? Second best record in the NBA, just 1 game in the loss column behind the Thunder. The only East team, as you can see, among the NBA's 5 best records. All right, Wendy, so you got to weigh in here. What's the big reason this team's going to stay a contender?
Cade Cunningham, a couple weeks ago, he was named starter of the All-Star game. And I think the thing that really impressed me the most is when the player voting was released, he was number 1 amongst the whole Eastern Conference.
Wow.
Player voting. I don't know what kind of other compliment you could get from your peers saying, we think you're the best. Their strategy night in and night out is our defense is going to keep the game close, and then we're handing it to our leader in the fourth quarter. He's one of the leading scorers in the clutch this season. They have 20 clutch time wins this year. That's how you get to first place in the conference.
You know what my biggest concern, though, is? So their defense puts them in position. We know Cade's a closer, and we've seen it in the last couple of losses. Do they have enough shooting? That's the one thing I worry about. Duncan Robinson's being forced to be the guy that can make enough threes, but when they lose, they don't make any
You're thinking
threes.
like a coach, because in a playoff series, that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to crowd the paint on Cade, and they're going to dare their opponents to beat him on threes.
Been kind of a rough trip out west for them, actually. So we'll see what they do tonight.
They just need to get their identity back and get to the NBA Finals. Who is going to be that reliable Robin to Cade Cunningham? Can Jalen Duren be that guy in a playoff series to go out there and average 22 and 15? I believe he can, but he still got to show it.
Really cool. This is a team that people didn't see coming. They didn't see him in this position at
JB
all.
Bickerstaff, hell of a job.
Yeah. And I love the fact that they're going back to their championship DNA and all that physicality. All right, time now for head-to-head, brought to you starting with Wendy, who hits more threes tonight.
Oh, give me, thank you.
I know.
He's the greatest three-point shooter that we've ever seen on planet Earth.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Right, Wendy? I mean, come on. That was just a layup.
Something.
Goodness gracious. Who has more assists between Cade and Steph, Coach?
I'll go with more assists. I'm going to go with Steph Curry because Detroit's not going to allow him to play. They're going to get the ball out of his hands, and he's a willing and capable playmaker.
All right. And finally, who is going to finish with more points, Cade or Steph, Perk?
I'm actually going with Cade on this one. I think he's going to come out. He's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to utilize his size and take those guys to the low block. And I think he's going to look for his. A lot of these games, he's been looking to get others involved. He's averaging almost 10 assists a game. But tonight, he's going to put on the show offensively and get buckets.
I love it. Getting buckets on DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app. Use the promo code SPLASH. I like that for a promo code tonight when you sign up. Hey, take a look at Paolo Banchero. The Orlando Magic blew a huge lead the last time they played these guys. We're going to talk.
Toronto's been killing
Raptors and Magic.
NBA Countdown is presented by Lilly, a medicine company.
You know, we were right there last year. I got better. You know, all of us got better. And we're trying to make some noise. I think we have a chance to win the East.
Banchero for the win.
How I feel about my Raptors, those guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
You're watching NBA Countdown.
Raptors and Magic on the way. You heard Paolo say the high hopes for the Magic, and certainly they had high hopes for Desmond Bane when they gave up 4 first-round picks for him. He's having the worst shooting season of his career. They were 3rd favorite in the preseason to win the East, but Orlando's 8th in the conference. They won 0 playoff series over the last 15 seasons. They hold the 3rd worst winning percentage over that time. Again, as I mentioned, they went all in on Bane. That has not paid off, at least not thus far. And the Magic have a losing record over the last 25 games, and their opening day starting lineup has only been together for 12 days. So it's, I mean, 12 games has been like super inconsistent.
No, this team looks so good. They look good on paper, and then when you get onto the court, they just don't deliver. You know, Paolo Banchero, 6'10", incredible skills, can handle the ball, can pick a rebound off, can go to the other end, get his own shot, puts up tremendous numbers. I mean, you look at his stats, you look at his points and rebounds, they're at the top of the league. I mean, almost nobody in the league is in the top 25 in points and rebounds, but then it doesn't translate to in the league. We're in the top 25 in both points and rebounds. And I want to tell you, Coach, this has been the case for Banchero's whole career. He has always been a negative when he's been on the court, and they paid him $200 million last summer.
A lot of money right there. To me, most disappointing team in the league right now, the Orlando Magic. They had the second-ranked defense last year. They're 15th this year, but the offense. Last year, they're 15th this year, but the offense. They brought in Desmond Bane, as Hannah pointed out, thinking he'd be the answer. They were 30th in three-point shooting last year. They've improved. They're 28th. So they still can't shoot. Their defense has regressed. Paolo Banchero is shooting a career low from three. Desmond Bane is having a career low shooting the ball as well.
Other than that, everything's going great.
Yeah, aside from that, I mean, they got Mickey Mouse down there. It's,
I mean, they don't have Wagner, right? And they've struggled without him.
Well,
9 and 11 without Franz.
When Paolo was out, 10 games, they went 7-3. And they were top 10 in both offense and defense. Can Franz and Paolo play together? Are they repetitive? Are they repetitive as players and talents, or do they need to separate those guys and pick one to be the face of their franchise?
No, I agree. But, you know, in 2026, I've been working on being more positive.
Yes, glass half full. I like that.
I want to talk about the positive side of this game, my Raptors. You know, hey, look now, take a
Talk
look.
to
You know,
them,
we keep receipts now. We keep receipts. Yeah, we keep receipts. Big perks, big list of beasts of the East coming in at number 5. Bam! Put it up there. The Toronto Raptors.
My first thought is I think Perk's got to go pee in his cup because I'm not really sure about this list.
A lot of people are sleeping on the Raptors. I am not. When you look at a team and you talk about agenda-free basketball, a team that play with no agendas, that's them, right? And I've been a fan of them because Darko, the head coach, when he first got started, he was in Oklahoma City, and I know the passion that he's bringing. Scotty Barnes should be up there for Defensive Player of the Year. Both him and Brandon Ingram should be All-Stars this year. I believe that they will, but they just play hard. Ingram should be All-Stars this year. I believe that they will, but they just play hard. They keep competing. You see signs of Grady Dick. You see signs at times of Quickly. This team is elite, y'all.
If you haven't watched them, what you're going to see is very high tempo basketball. They play very high tempo. They rotate a lot of players in, fast break, get the scoring up. They're going to try to run Orlando off the court in their building tonight.
You know why they run? Because it's another team that can't shoot, Jack. they lead the NBA in fast break points per game. I love their defense. Yeah. Ingram having a great season. Guys like R.J. Barrett, Quickly, and Sandro Mamukilishvili. Something like that.
That was pretty good. You know, the first ever coach of the Raptors. Your dad.
Yeah. Miss you, Dad. Miss you.
At the Sky Dome.
What's up, Coach? I didn't know that, man.
At the Sky Dome, back in the good days.
Good call, Hannah.
David Sotomayor?
Yes.
There you go.
Mighty Mouse.
Oh, man.
Mighty Mouse.
Those were the days. Maybe those good days are coming back in Toronto, right? All right. Coming up, we're going to get to set.
All right, welcome to Orlando, everyone, and a battle between a couple of teams at opposite ends of the expectation spectrum. The Orlando Magic, they came into the season with huge expectations, but struggling to live up to them while they battle a vast amount of injuries. As for the Toronto Raptors, well, their expectations were low, but so far they have surpassed those expectations as they come into battle in the second run of the season against Orlando. Paolo Banchero is playing the best basketball of the season, right? He is having a marvelous month. As for the Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes, he is quickly becoming one of the elite two-way players in the NBA. Welcome, everyone, to NBA Courtside, presented by Michelob Ultra here in Orlando. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, along with Stephanie White. Katie George joining us in just a moment. The Toronto Raptors might be the most slept-on team in the entire NBA. Stephanie, if they win tonight, they'll match the win total from a season ago, and they've been doing it with a couple of guys that are having an all-star year.
Yeah, they sure have. And if you remember, Brandon Ingram acquired last year at the trade deadline. Didn't play a game for the Raptors a year ago, but that was a big-picture decision, and it's paying off. He leads his team in scoring. He is a go-to shot maker. He can get to his spots and elevate others. And Scotty Barnes is the hub. He's the anchor. He's averaging career highs in field goal percentage. On the offensive end, he wants to facilitate, but where he gets his work done is on the defensive end. He's a defensive player of the year candidate.
Did somebody say defensive player of the year candidate? Yes. As for the Orlando Magic, coming off an impressive win 48 hours ago down the turnpike against the Miami Heat, and Paolo Banchero had 31 in the game, his second back-to-back 30-point contests.
I mean, this guy's a matchup nightmare. I mean, you can put him anywhere on the floor, and he is going to make a play. And he's had to shoulder a really heavy load with all of the injuries that Orlando has been facing. Had his best month in the month of January, averaging 25 a ball game. Good news for Banchero, though, because they're getting some pieces back and getting him some help.
Bit by bit. Meanwhile, Anthony Black of his opportunities. Folks, we'll be back with the starting lineup, some tip. But first, let's send it to Hannah and the crew right after this break.
NBA Courtside is presented by Michelob Ultra Zero. Zero alcohol, just 29 calories.
In Florida, I had a chance to talk to him earlier today about being a part of that DPOY race and where he saw himself.
I don't really get the recognition that I deserve yet, but we keep winning games. I'm going to keep being me, doing what I do out there on the floor. I feel like nothing's really changed with the way I'm playing defensively out there on the floor, but, it just comes more into once we start winning games, which we're doing now.
See those stats there? 60 blocks, 60 steals. But he doesn't think people are paying enough attention. Why should they?
Well, I'm paying attention.
That's right.
I mean, he's got the wingspan, he's got the defensive mindset, and he does not avoid the smoke. He wants the challenge. Let's go to these 3 clips right here that show why he should be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. End of the game, notice time and score. Guarding Chet Holmgren, he uses that wingspan to elevate, get a block shot. He's got 70. End of the game, notice time and score. Guarding Chet Holmgren, he uses that wingspan to elevate, get a block shot. He's got 70 blocks on the season. Not allowing OKC to tie the game up late for a big road win. Now he's matched up with LeBron, playing him on the drive. Watch him here. He's going to take the hit, be disciplined, second man off the floor. Once again, using that wingspan to get one of his 70 blocks. And I love this clip. He's picking up Giannis full court. Nothing easy. No free walks. Make him feel you. Oh, you want to post me up? I'm going to fight to a front. Best way to stop a great player from scoring. Don't let him get it. Circles the post. Steal. When I watch his defensive clips, Perk, I get excited. He should be in the conversation for the best defender in the NBA.
And I'm excited about tonight because he ain't running from that smoke. Because you better be damn sure he's checking Paolo Banchero.
One positive for the Magic tonight, keep an eye on Anthony Black. He's having a breakout season.
A Texas boy.
All the negatives happening with Orlando, that's a big positive.
That's all right. We'll get to Mark Jones, Stephanie White, and Katie George on the other side. We will see you at halftime. Enjoy the game.
My whole goal is to have this team be the best team in the NBA.
Getting to the top is difficult. Staying there is even harder.
Left no choice but to fight. I'm here to take what's mine.
The Warriors still have championship DNA, and they're trying to make another run.
As long as I'm out there, I'm always confident we can win.
Oh, and he said it with his chest.
Two challengers have emerged.
We're here to win. We're not shying away from that.
Big time buckets!
We're talented enough to go all the way. We have to go prove that.
The attack and the finish!
Nothing on the journey is bestowed. You have to go get it on your own.
Let's go! Welcome to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. The second one of the season between the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic as we take a peek at the starting lineups. For the visitors, quickly and Ingram and Barrett, joined by Barnes and Murray Boyles. Meanwhile, for the home crew, Suggs and Black in the backcourt, Bain, Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. at the 5 for Orlando, coming off a big win against Miami 48 hours ago.
Well, you talked about it, partner. He's been hot over the last 2 games from the three-point line. Got to find him in transition. Lines it up, tees it up, nothing but the bottom. So Scotty Barnes is the anchor of this ball club. Does a great job of initiating the break, and here finishes it.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Starts on the defensive end. This is a Toronto team that gets after Scotty Barnes. The block leads to the break. Mamu, how about the unselfish play? Gives up the extra.
28 looking for back-to-back wins and build a little bit of momentum.
Inside the NBA has it all. The hustle, the swag,
this drip right here,
and whatever's going on here.
I don't know that, man.
Home of Inside the NBA, all season, playoffs, and finals long.
Let's take a look at the assists of the game brought to you by State Farm.
Defense creating offense. This is what the Toronto Raptors want to do. Scotty Barnes gets the block, initiates the break. You see 11 assists on 12 made field goals. They have a nearly 70% assist rate. Ball movement, player movement. Going for the DHO. Grady Dick overplays it. That's a great read by De Silva with his flush.